Alright, here's your chance to try this little skill. Log base 5 of 25 squared. Look back at the example in your book to remind yourself, and real quick pause this video before the next slide. Hurry, quick! Alright, here's our solution. Log base 5 of 25 squared. The square becomes the large 2 in the front. Log base 5 of 25. 5 squared is 25. 2 times 2 is 4. Hope you got that. If you don't understand, try again. Alright, the next part is page 514. At the top, we're looking at inverse properties of logarithms and exponents. Remember, we talked yesterday about the fact that logarithms and exponents, the functions are inverses. They undo each other. So this is a reminder at the top of this page. If you look at that very top sentence and read it with me, it says exponential and logarithmic operations undo each other since they are inverse operations. If you look in the chart, look at the lower one. It shows, look at the top one, log base b of b to the power of x. The log base b of b cancel each other out, and the answer is the exponent x. Another example of that would be log base 4 of 4 to the power of 3. The log base 4 of 4 cancels, and your answer is the exponent 3. Look back at the example box. The next one says b with a power of log base b of x. Can you get any more complicated than that? It seems complicated until you start remembering that exponents and logarithms undo each other. So the b to the power of log base b all cancels out, and your answer is x. Memorize it. You may not be able to wrap your brain around it, but just memorize that that's the way it is. Look at the example column, the right side. It shows 10 to the power of log base 10 of 2. 10 log of 10, or base 10, cancels. All that goes away. It's the same as the square root of 5 squared is just 5, because the square root and square are inverse. They undo each other. You add 2, then you subtract 2, you're still at 0. So you have 10 to the power of log base 10. They undo each other, and your answer is just 2. Look at example 4. Same thing. Log base 8 of 8 undoes itself, so your answer is the power 3x plus 1. That works on every single one. Okay? They also want to show you example 4, letter B. The original has log base 5 of 125. They're putting an additional step in, and they're using the first property that you learned, and they're saying 125 is 5 times 5 times 5. Then they're rewriting it as log base 5 of 5 to the power of 3. The log base 5 of 5 cancels, and you're left with only the exponent, which is 3. Let's look at that again, because I'm sure you're going to rewind anyway. Log base 5 of 125, they're taking that 125 and they're splitting it into 5 times 5 times 5. They're doing that because they notice that the base is 5, and they know that 125 is 5 cubed. Then they rewrite it as 5 cubed, which gives the base and the number to be the same. Log base 5 of 5 to the power of 3. Log base 5 of 5 cancels, and your answer is 3.
You combine and you multiply.
Then look at example 4C.
And 32, which gives you log base 4
to the power
of
log base 2.
Then you think
those
to yourself,
two things cancel,
What
you're left with
power of 4
27.
gives me 64?
It's going to take practice and going back and looking at all these examples. I'm walking through the examples to make sure you understand what it is they're showing you. You're going to have to refer back to these when you're doing your homework, and I hope you do, or you're going to have trouble. Alright, we're going to move on to the change of base formula. This video is getting really long, and I think you can get these without me showing you some steps, okay? Hopefully, anyway. The change of base formula. If you look at the paragraph right above that, it says, read it with me, most calculators calculate logarithms only in base 10. Remember I told you that the other day. Base E is the same thing as base 10. It's just, you know, in algebra we always have to say things in multiple ways. You can change a logarithm that is in a non-10 base or any base to a logarithm in another base.
Alright, here we are with
this formula
log base
in the box.
1/3 of 27 plus
log base B of x
of 1/9.
You take
Recognize
log
again
of a new
that the
base,
bases have
typically
to be the same.
10,
They're both 1/3
of x
and
divided by
addition,
log base 10
you're going to
of
combine
b.
the 27
and this is how you
and
solve it on
1/9
your calculator.
and you multiply
because your calculator always works in base 10.
So you have log base 1/3
you take log of x and divide
3.
by log
27
of b.
times
Because
1/9
the calculator's
is 3.
automatically putting
You
base
think to
10
yourself,
in there.
1/3
And we're going to
what
walk
power
through
is
this on our
3,
calculators to make
and
sure
it's
that you know
negative
how to
1.
type this in.
Alright, now you
The
need to
example
try one
that
on
they
your own.
show
The very
is
next
log
slide
base
has the
4
solution.
of 8.
So
It's
make
right
sure
in the
you
right-hand
stop
column of the box.
the slideshow now
You take
before it shows
log
you the solution and do this one
base
on your
2
own.
of 8
Hurry.
divided by log base 2 of 4. I don't know why they
Alright,
use
so
base
here's
2
the
because
magical
your
solution.
calculator does.
I hope you
Let's
already
do
have it. It
with a
shouldn't be
calculator
difficult.
because it doesn't matter what your base
625
is.
times
As long as
25.
it's
Make
the
sure you're
same.
not adding there.
So on your calculator
and
you would
end
go
up with
log of 8
15,625
divided by log
and then
of
you have
4,
to ask yourself,
and it'll
5
give you the answer.
to what power is 15,000?
Look at
And
example
you're asking,
5
how do I
below
know
that
that?
box.
Get out your calculator.
Log base
5 times
4 of
5
8.
equals. Times
You're going
5
to change
equals,
it to base
times
10
5
because
equals,
that's what your calculator
until you
uses.
get to 15,625.
So you take your calculator,
When you get there,
turn it on,
then you count and see how many times you had to multiply
there's a
by
log
5,
button
and your answer is
right beside
6. You see? Hope you got it.
beside
Watch
the
it again
number
if not.
7. Okay? So, in order to type this all at once, you have to put the entire numerator in parentheses and the entire denominator in parentheses. So the first thing you type is open parentheses. Log 8. Notice that the log put its own parentheses in there for you. So you have to close the parentheses around the 8, and you still have parentheses open that you started before the word log. So you have to put an additional closed parentheses. Alright? Now you hit divide, open parentheses, log of 4, close parentheses twice. On my calculator, this is the way it looks, because it scrolls to the bottom row. I have 2 sets of closed parentheses because I opened it before the word log and had to close it after the 4. Okay? Then you hit enter, and with any luck at all, you got 1.5. So now you can take any log base 120 of 2000, doesn't matter, and type it in, log of 2000 divided by log of 120. Try some on your own. Log base 9
here
of
it is, the one for
27.
you to do on your own.
Log
so quickly,
base 9 of 27.
Write this down. You
and
can
see if
pause
you get
first,
1.5.
but don't let it go to the next slide before you
Then
pause
do
it.
log
So pause now.
base
Hurry up.
8
go,
of 16. log base 8 of 16.
Yep. Okay, hopefully this is what you got.
1
log base 7
repeating.
of 49 divided by 7.
Alright, you may have to rewind
which is log
and
base
listen to
7
those again.
of 7.
But you will need to
and
be
you
able
ask
to do
yourself,
the change of base,
7 to what
it's
power
fairly
is
simple,
7?
once you
Hopefully
look at it.
you get
So take a minute, try a
1.
few, and
Good
I'm
job.
going to give you some problems to do.